Yeah, I thought we tried to battle there in the second half, and we're in a 6-point game and give up a 14-0 run. And, um, and, we're in a 6-point game. I don't remember the time, 6 or 7-point game. And we just, they just came down and scored, and we committed some of the worst fouls I've ever seen anyone commit. And another big run that just does us in. We can't stop the bleeding when it starts.
Questions for Coach Colin?
Frank, you kind of touched on that. I think it was you guys cut it to 7 and they immediately go on a 7-0 run, and you guys just weren't able to really come back from that late. How frustrating is it that you guys aren't able to get timely stops defensively or string together enough good offensive possessions to kind of keep yourself in games and try to stem those runs?
Yeah, that's biggest problem we got is we got no personality defensively. I mean, it's another career high that we give up. It's we just at the guard spot we're just not very our desire to defend and to sustain effort is not what it needs to be. And then we try. Then when the other team goes on a mini run, then we get selfish on offense and try to play hero basketball. And you can't do that against a team like Tennessee. They're too good defensively to play hero basketball. You have to have a little more patience, and you can't score in the open court. You have to move their defense and attack them, and then you can't give in. You have to go at them, and we just we couldn't do that well enough.
Michael?
Frank, obviously not having Jermaine and Justin tonight, you leaned on some guys out there that maybe normally wouldn't play as often or as many minutes. Just what was your assessment of some of those guys tonight? Like, Nelson and Moss and Hannibal, some of those guys off the bench who played some more minutes tonight.
Yeah, Nathan's been coming on. Like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I told him in practice I should have been playing him a little bit more a long time ago, and he's earned the right to get on the floor. He's competitive. He gets to the right spot. He struggles rebounding the basketball because of athleticism, but you don't see him committing those fouls when people twice his size are trying to post him up. He battles in there and gets to the right place, and then Trayvon Minott continues to get in better shape, have a better understanding of what we're doing, and obviously, I think Jalen had more fouls than minutes played today, so he couldn't stay on the floor. So I called Trayvon's number, and he was ready to go. And, I'm going to keep throwing him out there. We brought him here for a reason, and he's worked hard to get in better shape, so he's earned the right to get on the floor.
John?
Have y'all been playing a little bit more hero ball on the offensive end, as you called it, than you would expect? And how much of that is just from not practicing as much on the offensive end, as much in the offensive sets as you typically do?
Yeah, I thought offensively today, scoring points has not been a problem for this team. Our inability to eliminate turnovers and floor spacing has been a problem for this team. Not practicing yesterday, that hurts us a little bit. It's another, the routine of practice and play and the way it's set up, it just got messed up, and it is what it is. It's we've dealt with enough, and there's no excuse for us not playing better offensively today. It's I thought I have no idea why. Some guys just I don't know. They tried to do too much, and you do that against a good team like Tennessee, you're going to run yourself into trouble.
Has that been a problem in general, or just tonight?
Yeah, I don't think we've been that way all year. I just think we got some guys that hadn't made shots, but the shots that were taken were good. I thought today we play the right way and put ourselves right there. In the first half, we're playing really well. And then we got into that nonsense and not getting. Here's the problem: anytime you turn it over, you take bad shots is the equivalent of a turnover, and then we just our transition defense wasn't very good, but the biggest problem we're having, John, is defensively. We defending starts with personal pride that my man's not going to get by me. And, and that's something that we have struggled with all year. It's not a new chapter. It's not a problem that surfaced today. And then the other one is, so now we play some zone, and like I said, Scouter report says, find Victor Bailey, and we don't find them, and we stand there and watch them and let him keep shooting open three after open three after open three, and he's a real good player, and he made them. So, bad communication and identification in the zone, and then man to man, we just we got to toughen up. I mean, and toughen up isn't foul. We had some awful fouls today, like embarrassing fouls. Toughen up means play through contact and don't give in and be strong enough to hold your ground and don't get out of the way and don't reach and all those things. But it's we got a battle there.
Colin?
Frank, I think AJ goes out in the first half with 7 minutes to play and doesn't check back in with those 2 fouls. Was there any thought to putting him back in maybe later in the first half with those 2? And kind of how do you feel like the team played without him on the court in that half and then in the second half?
I mean, they're going to keep posting him up. And if he's going to foul every time they post him up, put him in, it's not going to make any sense. And so it's I make those decisions, Colin. I mean, that's my job. There's some guys I will play with fouls. There's other guys that I don't. And they're going to post AJ up and he's going to grab and foul. I'm not going to put him back in.
All right,
and those post-ups are not by mistake. They're by design.
last question here goes to Jacob Phillips, and then we'll let Coach get out of here.
All right, Coach, you mentioned all the turnovers tonight and how Tennessee was able to get points off of those turnovers. How deflating is that for you guys when you're trying to make a run to get back into the game? Yeah,
I mean, we were in the game. It's not like we're trying to get back into it. We were in the game. It's we're in a 2-possession game late in the second half, and then we just exactly what you said. We've played Alabama, who's the #1 defensive team in the country, had a bunch of turnovers, prevented us from winning. We played Ole Miss, who's in the top 10 in the country defensively. And then we played Tennessee, who's 3rd or 4th in the country defensively. So, we've played some really good defensive teams, and we've done a really bad job of taking care of the basketball. And that's unfortunately, we don't have anybody that we can throw the ball on the inside against those kind of defenses. Everything we do has to be off cuts and off the dribble. And when you play good teams and you're playing off the bounce, if you play hero ball, which is what I referred to it earlier, they're going to force you into some turnovers and bad shots. And every time we turned it over, they made us pay. I don't even know what they scored, but 16 points. I thought they got more than that, but it's disappointing because we're in a 2-possession game late in the second half and just kind of come apart at the seams.